She wouldn't focus on the terrorized black children peeking from windows or frantic women racing after angry black men who were enraged by the flaming crosses burning on their property. She could still hear the gunshot warning piercing the air from her uncle's rifle. The doctor knew that cross lightings were illegal and had a long history which predated American slavery. Their origin could be traced across the continent and spanned centuries. The history of the fiery cross could be tracked back to Scotland, where it had been used as a signal to alert fellow clansmen of war. Tiny burning crosses were carried from location to location, informing the people of a need to come together in order to defeat a common foe. Tonight was about family, the doctor reminded herself. The eve was beautiful. She wouldn't mar it with thoughts of the past. Cobra Dillon shuddered as she blinked away the vivid, graphic images of people and places she wanted to forget. She focused instead on family, friends, and the Christmas season. All around the tiny woman were excited children, watching her uncle and a group of men making their way along the small river that crept through the lands on their estate. As the men traveled along the water's edge, they lit bonfire after bonfire. The children cheered the men as they waited for the arrival of Santa Claus and his canoe full of presents. That night, as the flames licked the sky with their brilliance and the Confederate flag whipped in the breeze, Cobra felt like a Southern belle. She appreciated the Southern solidarity of her community. They had lost the Civil War, but they had remained united. Their land had been plundered, but they had survived. Country music filled the air as couples danced. The children drank apple cider and lemonade while they chased one another in the grass and played games of tag and hide and seek. The older folks, men and women, drank harder substances like corn liquor, which had been made from a distillery, and moonshine that had been fermented in sealed barrels for months. The recipes used were so old that they dated as far back as the Revolutionary War. Cobra and Joshua Lee kissed and flirted throughout the evening as they socialized with neighbors and friends. The young couple gossiped and caught up on old times as they ate roasted pork, grilled lamb, and drank cold beer. As the night wore on, the dancing and playing stopped, and the entire congregation of friends and family gathered around the warm glow of embers from the bonfire and sang Christmas hymns. The soft angelic voices of the women and children filled the air with praises and thanksgiving as the baritone, brass, and alto voices of the men add a certain richness to the sound. The harmonicas, banjos, and flutes were played by some of the older folks below the spacious skies and twinkling stars as the Kane, Dillon, Mason, and Buford families wished each other a Merry Christmas and began to head up the steps of the old plantation. Everyone was tired and ready for bed. The day of Jesus' birth would be arriving in just a few short hours. Cobra Dillon and Joshua Lee stepped through the threshold of the plantation door and paused. The mistletoe hung above their heads, and it seemed to be waiting to be acknowledged. "Merry Christmas, darling," said the handsome young man with violet blue eyes and blonde hair the color of sugar cane. "Welcome home." Cobra smiled up at her man and waited for the kiss. "I am so happy to be here, Joshua," she said, accepting his kiss. "There ain't nothing in the whole world like a Christmas down south."